Hi everyone. This is our first tour of the Vassalboro Historical Society. That's on Facebook Live. What I'm going to do is start with the outside because many of you probably haven't seen it for a while, if ever. So if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you. So here's our parking lot. We still have a swing set. And as you can see, the beautiful lawn we have. And down there is our Civil War monument. And bring it on camera. So here's our neighborhood. We have a new fence. And the granite posts are historical. So it's kind of exciting. They were with the Pope family. We haven't even had time to do the signs for it, but we're working on it. Everything's a work in progress. There's so much to do and so much fun stuff. So here's yes, thank you, David Trash, for fixing the swing set. So here we have our farm equipment that was generously donated by Diane Hogendorn. And for those of you who might have gone here, here's the school. And now I'll take you in for a tour. I'm hoping lots of you get to see this. I don't see a lot of people yet, but thank you, Sarah Beth. So here we go inside. And the inside we have lots of signs, just trying to keep it's good storage and use of wall space. And of course our bulletin board. Here's our three amigos, Paul Duplessis and Dave Baldock and Ray. I know his last name. I'm sorry. I'm Ray and Ruth Brackett. There we go. They did a lot. We talk about the building itself. And then we also have, of course, COVID-19 prevention. We use masks when there's more than just me in the room. So I'm going to start with, and I apologize in advance for any glare, but we have to have the lights on. And there's our apron. And please note the pure lard from CW Mower, East Vassalboro, Maine. And me in the background. So we just had Vassalboro Days, and we had 58 people come through. And our newest display is Esther's Kids Room. Esther Bernhardt, it's just amazing. And we decided that we would make the kids' room in honor of Esther. Here's the bandstand in our monument park. So when COVID is over and we get to have kids be able to use things, they're going to be able to use the treadle sewing machine. We'll take the needle out, but they'll be able to find out what it's like to treadle. And then we have old games. We have an assortment of displays that are protected from the kids because these are fragile. This is my Nana's tea set, And part of that is in what we call Atwood's Ocean, which is by the Snowmobile Club on Hussey Hill Road, sorry. So we have lots of old-time games for them to play with as soon as we're able. Here's a winter display set up by Don Cates and Simone Antworth. Did a wonderful job. And we have, of course, our ice harvest as well. The top hat, which matches our top hat to gentleman in the picture. Have an assortment of pictures from Getchell's Corner Schoolhouse. Here's the first trolley to come through at North Vassalboro. We have adults husking corn, team of horses. That's at the corn shop at Getchell's Corner. More Getchell's Corner, the railroad station. We have memories of Riverside School. And this is Cross Hill School up here. Sorry about the glare. So the kids' room, we're really excited about it, and we're hoping that Esther will be looking down on us and appreciate all the work that went into this, and we know she'd love it. Again, toys. We've got the checkerboard set up on a barrel right in front of the picture of the checkerboard. We have phones, so they'll be able to, they don't ring, but if you pick them up, you can talk just like you were talking on one before. We have a typewriter with carbon paper. Again, this are wonderful displays. And tic-tac-toe, a really cute tic-tac-toe. Thank you, Vicki Schad. And here's our assortment of Viewmaster scenes. Thank you, Russ Smith. Before we leave here, I'll just show up here. This is Vassalboro's Boston Post cane. We don't give it out. We give out a replica in honor of it. We do have access. We have a lift chair, so if anyone is unable to climb stairs, we're still able to have them visit. This is our collection of scrapbooks and some bottles. So we're going to go into the library now. And the library is, we have an amazing library. So we have these are photo albums. We have cookbooks on the top, and then Kennebec Water District information. We have town histories. In the photo albums, it's really fun because you can get Barrows Road photo album, East Vassalboro people, East Vassalboro buildings and vicinity, and of course for the entire town. This is our Oak Grove Coburn corner, so we have lots of their records. Over here we have town clerk records, vital statistics, and let's see, funeral records from the Anna F. Hussey Funeral Home. So we have lots of, if someone was buried in, by the funeral home, Hussey's Funeral Home, then we have record of their death. We have census records as well. Over here we have post office, railroads and trolleys. We have organization histories, church material, local histories, schools, church, Grange, and over here are family histories and genealogies that we've received through the years. We also have a collection of diaries down low that we are working on to see if we can get those transcribed. That's an ongoing task here at the museum. So I'm going to take you down the hall. We have all kinds of plaques. Let's have quite a collection of baskets, and it doesn't look like they show up really well, but I'll step back a bit. Betty Taylor was our benefactress, and she collected baskets, and so we received them. We have Oregon, which was donated by Margaret Cates of East Vassalboro, old Cates item. Of course, the Cates have a huge presence here in Vassalboro. We have an assortment of artists that they're all local, and more baskets. Don't want to miss out on those. As we go down the hall, you'll see the pictures, but we also, we rescued the gate from the Weeks Cemetery and keeping it safe right here. More local artists. And then on this side, hopefully without me in it, is our Hussey Funeral Home display. We have lots of records, lots of items. And we have one of our three wonderful Victrolas. And back up to, this was George Cates's barn. So we also have items for sale. If anybody is interested, we have the History of Vassalboro, which is for $15. And we have our anthology, which is $20, $19.99 actually. We have Goller Family CDs, those are $15. So if somebody wants one, we can happily ship them to you. So now we're going into our main display area. So this beautiful china closet with the lovely dishes in it. We have another Sturgis painting. And then if you check out our kitchen, I hope it brings back fond memories. Although if you've ever done wash day on a Ringer washer, that's not such a fond memory, but got the job done. I'm very proud of it. And like all good Vassalboro homes are all lake view homes. That's a view of China Lake. This is a Ireland's Millview Farm in North Vassalboro calendar. One of the relatives came to visit the other day. It was fun finding that for him after he left, unfortunately, but we shared it with him. So an assortment of old items from the kitchen and a crank phone. Our phone number was 4-11. Here's our, so now we're in our bedroom set, except for the Sturgis sign, which was a pretty important purchase and holds Sturgis's were out on 201, I believe. So here's our bedroom set. We have quite an assortment of quilts, and we try to change them on a regular basis. And there's a lot of care that goes into them because we have to make sure that they get refolded, which is something that our volunteers are just getting ready to do soon, to start another, refolding. So here's part of our display. These items mostly came from Simone Antworth, I think. And here is site excavation. Begins at Case's Farm, and the building in the back that you see is where most of the artifacts were found in that vicinity. The Natural Resources Conservation Service gave us a $5,000 grant to allow us to set up this display. So here are our native, getting ready to do some, or having done some fishing. And then over here, these artifacts were all found on the Cates farm. They, and they're all, as you can see, labeled. That was part of the grant that we got. And John Bassett put the display together. And all this information about various eras. So at this end, we have a few of Betty's baskets, but we also have the travel chest and business card and diaries of John D. Lang. John D. Lang was one of the first Indian agents ever appointed, and he was a Quaker from Vassalboro, and he went into the tribes and met with them to help discuss where they would be relocated in a positive manner. So that's a color-coded chart which shows where the plans were. We also have several treaties that John D. Lang was instrumental in bringing around. I have a beautiful mirror up there that reflects our display. So hopefully people who have gone to school here will check in on this video too. Lots of beautiful dishes. The one right here is Limoges. This one up here is from Prussia. So here's our dining room set. Some of the plates are turned over because we have to mark them. They got smudged, but we're now marking them in a different manner, so they should be fine. We have our beautiful vase, and this is a shells made by a lady in Vassalboro, and escapes my name as to who. This was Ina Weymouth Hussey's mirror. Once again. So all the things in our displays are either from Vassalboro or donated by someone in Vassalboro, made by someone in Vassalboro. So here's the second of our 3 Victrolas. We have a new volunteer, David Terrio, who happily brings music to the museum. Here's our hat display and gloves, And then we enter the parlor. So the parlor, here's our third Victrola, although one's a Columbia, and I don't know which one. Sorry, David. Here's our Barrister, the cool camera on top. So this furniture. This furniture was a gift of Margaret Cates of East Vassalboro. And she brought it from Alan Gray, also of East Vassalboro. We have a couple of hair wreaths. And this one's a smaller one. And that's from Betty Priest Wershow. We have a sample of a wedding handkerchief of Uncle Fred Phelps' Martha Howell. Uncle Fred Phelps' mother, Martha Howell, embroidered by herself, more than 110 years old, and I've been here for 10 years, so it's probably more than that now. Wonderful photos of Guy and Nellie Earl. Our piano does not work, but boy, what a display piece it is. Very happy. So this is a stove made in the Vassalboro Foundry, and we purchased it from a gentleman in Skowhegan who was going to melt it down if we didn't want it. So of course we wanted it. And there we go. The church picture by Helen Hamlin, who was a wonderful lady, and the organ from the church, and how wonderful it is to have it. My mom used to be the organist and played on that very same organ. David also keeps our clocks going, and it's wonderful to hear them chime. Tea service. So here's our biggest hair wreath. It's interesting because it said that it's usually added to hair. To make a hair wreath, hair was collected from the deceased, formed into a shape, usually a flower, and added to a horseshoe-shaped wreath. The top was not connected and remained open to symbolize the ascent heavenward. Usually the hair in the center of the wreath belonged to the most recently deceased family member. It would remain until another family member died, then be pushed aside to make room for the hair of the newly deceased. And this is from Mrs. Phyllis Sawtell Hayward, an aunt of Morris Robbins. So we have two violins. One on the left is unable to be played right now, but the one on the right was recently played by David Terrio's wife, Linda, and what a wonderful sound it makes. It's amazing. And David accompanied her on our piano. So, this is it. We're, Sarah Beth, thank you. There's one other person, but it doesn't look like I know who it is. If you have any questions, would like to visit the museum, please let me know. I'll take you out in the hallway too. We have lots of Oak Grove artifacts and signs. So we definitely, we hope someday you'll stop by. Thank you so much.